Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Career Technical Student Organization CTSO webinar. I'm Michael Griggs, Supervisor in the Office of Data Systems Management, and I'm here with Dennis Harden, Coordinator of the Office of College and Career Readiness. Our agenda for this webinar includes sharing the purpose for CTSOs, providing the contacts for CTSOs, discussing the collection purpose for CTSOs, reviewing what is involved for the June cycle CTSO collection, and allowing an opportunity to ask questions about CTSOs. With that, I will turn the presentation over to Dennis.
This is Dennis Harden, and I'm the Coordinator of Career Education in the Office of College and Career Readiness. And just wanted to talk briefly with you about the purpose of Career and Technical Student Organizations and talk a little bit about the purpose of this particular data collection item. Career and Technical Student Organizations are considered to be an intracurricular element of all department-approved career and technical education programs. Districts are required to have an appropriate CTSO as part of their approved CTE programs. CTSOs provide students with leadership skills, career competency, community service, and school service. All of these combined with the student's academic preparation can produce a well-rounded individual that is well prepared for continuing education or a career choice. It's important to note that over 76,000 students participated in at least one CTSO during the 2013-14 school year. On this particular slide, there's a link on our website where you can find out more information about career and technical student organizations. You can also go to each of the individual program areas on our website and find more information about CTSOs on their individual website pages. The department, for the most part, supports staffing for all of the career and technical student organizations that are listed on this particular slide. We have all of the individuals that are responsible for these listed along with their phone numbers and their email addresses. I would like to point out that FEA, which is Future Educators of America, is actually operated through Missouri NEA, and they're the primary contact for that. Although if you have specific questions, you can also contact Leon Herring in our office. I also wanted to make note that at the bottom we have pathways, and we put this in as a placeholder in the system in the future, but we currently have no career and technical student organization attached with pathways. So the purpose of this particular data collection is to provide, hopefully we'll be able to provide the department with a more concise look at the level of student participation in career and technical student organizations. In June of 2007, the National Research Center for Career and Technical Education released a report entitled Looking Inside the Black Box, the Value Added by CTSOs to the Student's High School Experience. This particular publication is available on our website on that CTSO link. Well, we know there's a lot of anecdotal data about the CTSO experience. There isn't a lot of data that directly connects student achievement with CTSO participation. So we hope that down the road that we will be able to use this data to find the potential on a broader scale that is more inclusive for all students and to see more about the value added by CTSOs to the student's high school experience. I think it's important to stress we've had a lot of calls recently about this, and I want to make sure that people understand that this data collection is not tied in any way to MSIP 5 accreditation or any evaluation criteria at this particular time. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Mike, and he's going to talk a little bit about the specific data collection process.
Within the new June cycle, the CTSO collection will report student participation in career and tech student organizations. There is only one record reported per student. Only students participating in a student organization needs to be reported. The new layout, rules, and template is available at the link provided. The fields that you use to report the data are provided as well. Most fields within the data report are already used in other MOSIS data submissions. There are new fields that are required in this reporting. They are the CTSO fields: DECA, FBLA, FCCLA, HOSA, Skills USA, TSA, FFA, FEA, and Pathways. Again, Dennis noted that Pathways is not a CTSO and may be used for future data reporting. There have been a couple questions regarding the sending district code and sending school code. These fields are also used in a MOSIS October student assignment file, and these fields are mostly used for career ed centers reporting students from sending schools. So if you have career centers, for the most part, the school that holds the organization's local chapter will be the one that reports the students. So the career center might be reporting students from another school district. It all depends on if they are part of the CTSO chapter within the career center. Also new to MOSIS reporting is the level of participation. These level codes may be found at the link provided. The different levels of participation and definitions are: 0 participation level is no participation. 1 is dues paying member, no participation. 2, low level, less than 25% participation in CTSO activities. 3, medium level, 25 to 75% participation in CTSO activities. And 4, the high level, greater than 75% participation in CTSO activities. The level of participation and the activities that the school district provides is decided at the local level. So depending on how many activities and the activities that you're deciding what the level is how you will report the level of participation. There have been several questions regarding why is there 0 and why is there 1. And the best answer for that is if you are reporting one student for each CTSO, that student could possibly be in one CTSO or multiple CTSOs. So, for example, if Mike Griggs is in FBLA, I will report the level of participation of FBLA. Let's say I'm 3. However, I am not within another CTSO, so I will have to put 0 in each of the other levels of participation for the other CTSOs. Also, if you have a local vendor or local software vendor, maybe they will be able to work on making 0 a default field so you do not have to put 0. But for this time, you have to report 0 for all the CTSOs that the students aren't involved in. I hope that kind of clears that question up. Now we will open it up for questions regarding CTSO reporting. FTA is a state-run organization, I believe. FEA is the federal, and so FTA is different than FEA. I would contact Leon Herring in regards to those questions. Can a student be reported in multiple organizations? Yes, they can. If they have FBLA at their local school district, the local school district will report them in FBLA. If that student goes to a career center and is in a Skills USA or any other of the student organizations at the career center, then the career center will be reporting that student as well. So yes, a student can be reported by multiple organizations. Sue J asks if this is for grades 9 through 12 only. For the most part, CTSO organizations are 9 through 12. However, there are some that are now in the middle schools, which are 7th and 8th grade. So there might be a possibility that that is there, but that is rare. Pleasant Hill, it states report 1 record per student. If a student is in more than one CTSO, which one should we report? The report itself in the file, you will report in each of the CTSOs that that student is in. You're only reporting the student once, however, you're reporting all the CTSOs they're participating in. What are the guidelines for participation? They are at district discretion, Paula Cox says, and yes, it's at the district's discretion. I don't know if, Dennis, you want to add anything to that?
I put the slide back up with regard to the participation levels, and again, we're letting the local districts decide specifically how they determine the participation level. A low level might be that they're only participating in very minimal projects at the local level. A medium level might be something where they're doing things at the local level as well as maybe district and state levels. High levels would be things as participating as perhaps like a national officer, a state officer, those sorts of things. Again, it's left up to the local districts to decide that, but and hopefully these guidelines will be helpful.
Matt Boyer says, do students not involved in any CTSO get zeros across the board? If they're not involved in any CTSO, then you're not going to report any student. They have to be at least participating in one. Robin Eggering, what if a student is involved in more than one organization? I have several. If Mike Griggs is in FBLA and Skills USA and FEA, if I'm involved in all of them, then I'm going to have a level of participation reported for each of the CTSOs that I'm involved in. Scott Keith, have these file layouts been shared with all vendors for reporting purposes? I believe there are vendor calls, and they have been shared with vendors, and hopefully each vendor is doing something to try to help you with your reporting. And Matt Boyer again, or are we only recording those involved in at least one CTSO? We are only reporting students in one CTSO. M. Russell, you stated the tech schools might be reporting this. If they don't, are we responsible to report this data for students attending the tech school? M. Russell, I hope that the tech center does report the organization that your student is attending at their career center. Again, this isn't going to affect your MSEP or anything like that for right now, and we would hope that the career center reports the data correctly. Pipe and Crawford, would you repeat, please, what you said about reporting a student active in more than one CTSO? Again, you have a field for each CTSO. If I'm in multiple CTSOs, I will report the level of participation for each CTSO that I am involved in. Jenny Skaggs, Fort Osage, a student participates in their home school as well as the CTC school. Will student be reported by both districts? And the answer is yes. Teresa Plumley from Clinton, is this required for June 2015 reporting? That is yes. Jill Anderson, Power School customers CTS report will be released on March 27. Parkway School District, if a student is not involved in any organization, do they need to record in this file? No, you're only reporting students in a CTSO organization. Again, the tech school is reporting the organization if it's their local chapter.
We had a question from Logan Rogersville, and the question was, if this doesn't affect our district, why is it being recorded? And what is the purpose of this file? Again, we're trying to begin to look at the potential impact student organization participation has on things like student achievement and such. However, if you have no student organizations in your district, you're not required to report anything, so it would not impact you if you do not have any of the career and technical student organizations that you're asked to report on.
Oric asks the question, what if an area school reports a student in Skills USA and we as a home district report them in FFA? Do we put a 0 in Skills USA? The answer is yes. The Skills USA is at the tech school, so the tech school is reporting your student in Skills USA. You don't have Skills USA at your district, or even if they're not involved in the CTSO at your district, you do not report the student within that CTSO. Katrina asks, what if the student had multiple enrollments in multiple schools? Should only one record still be reported? If so, how? If the student is, and I'll just give an example here locally, if the student is from Blair Oaks and goes to Nichols Career Center in Jefferson City, there are going to be multiple records for one student. There are going to be reporting by two different schools for the same student based on the CTSO that they are attending or participating in at that school. Scott Keith asks, what MOSIS file will this information be reported in June? And the answer is yes. Laura Pringer asks if they upload after the Career Center, will it override what the tech school put in if we put a 0 in the MOSIS file? Probably have to get back to you on that, but I would probably say no, because two people are submitting for the same student but in two different organizations. The point when it was announced that the file was required was around January or February. It was an administrative memo. I don't have the memo number offhand, but it is on the website. Thank you everyone for your time. We tried to get all the questions answered that we could. If we have missed it, and actually we will record all the questions and give answers back, so there will be a Q&A. So other than that, that's all we have to present at this time. We thank you for your time as well.